Hi guys, and welcome back to the YouTube channel Reiki Zen. I hope we're all well. I'm still here. I haven't been whisked away. If you aren't sure what I'm talking about, then check my last video, which was my Soul Center Healing Hypnosis session with Karen from Journeying Soul Therapy, I think her website is. Anyway, I linked it below in the description box on the last video. This video is going to be talking about that and talking about the experience. I will be doing another video with Karen as well with regards to it. That's more for her client-based testimonials. I really just wanted to put my thoughts on it really and put it out there with regards to the experience. Wow. What more can I say really? It really was mind-blowing. I wasn't overly aware of the information that came through until we kind of chatted a little bit at the end of the session, and I've watched the video back twice. My voice was a little bit quiet on some of the bits that I was talking on, but it did seem to become louder as the regression went through. But initially it was quite quiet, so I had to try and really kind of like tune in to listen to what was what my answers were, what was coming through. But yeah, I mean, I thought, why not do a video about it and talk about my experience and from start to finish really. So let's see how long this video goes for. It might go for a while. I'm in the initial part. Obviously I got to know Karen through doing the coffee chats with various healers around the world, and Karen was one of them. And Karen specializes in this Soul Center Healing Hypnosis, this modality which has been kind of created and brought around by a lady called Laura Whitworth, and it would be wonderful to be able to actually speak to her and chat to her about it. But yeah, so we organised and we've done kind of like an energy exchange. So I'm going to be giving her Reiki for her doing the session with me. But yeah, so the initial start of it, the video has been edited that I've put up, if you haven't watched it yet. So the first part of it was the hypnosis part of me going into a very deep meditation and really shutting out my conscious mind and letting the subconscious really push through to the front. And that's where all the answers are, really from within you with regards to this healing journey. So yeah, that's the only part that's been edited on the video from it. I think Karen's edited her version slightly a little bit and taken out the higher self questions because some of them can be quite personal to that person. I've just put them in anyway. I don't mind because most people are aware of my journey on here and what's been going on and my path of progression. So yeah, so then after that, once we did that, we went into, she walked me down through various visualizations and took me into a garden. And I remember it, everything I remember really vividly from that, and the garden was absolutely stunning. There was so much colour, it was so bright, it was so vibrant, it was so peaceful. And that's when we discovered the first entity to be removed from my head, or from my third eye area, a being called Arcturus, who's been with me since the creation, or with the helping of the building of the pyramids. I was already aware that I have some connection with the pyramids because I've been fascinated with them for a long time. So I had some inclination that there must be some connection there somewhere, and obviously that came out within that. And within Akashic information that I've had, I have been told that I have assisted with the building of it. I didn't really know that obviously that I had someone called Arcturus that was attached to me, but he's been put into the light now, so he's with angelic hands. And you know, if he wants to walk this earthly plane again, then he is welcome to do so. So yeah, that was the first part of the regression. I mean, the colours were just absolutely so vivid and so vibrant, and being in this theta wave place of being within your awareness, within your subconscious mind. Such a powerful place to be. And then after that, I do believe I was aware of something around my ribs, which we released. And then there was something on my throat. Now the throat thing is quite interesting, because ever since then I've had throat issues and I've had nose issues. So on a morning, not so much now, but on a morning, when I'm waking up, my voice is really scratchy and it's really hard to talk. As the day goes on, it does get better. And I know in one of my last videos where I'd been saying about band practice and my throat was bad and I could hardly talk and what have you, that did sort itself out. However, yeah, this is really, obviously this is part of the healing process, because this that's been with me for 2 lifetimes apparently, has finally been released. So obviously now I need to go through the physical healing, not the energetic healing from that entity, which I think I described as like a jellyfish of a purpley brown colour. Interesting, really interesting. After that, there was nothing more to be released, and I do believe this is the start of the process. After the hypnosis, they go into examining your body. So when you're examining your body, you're examining it kind of from above. And I did say to Karen at the end, when we had a little bit of a chat, it did actually feel a little bit to me that I was almost astral traveling, astral planing, because I did feel like I was above my body. My energy was above the body. I know my physical body was planted on the bed, but my energy was actually above that, because obviously I'd raised my vibration that much to go into the theta wave place, and I was actually scanning my body from that place of observation, which I found really interesting and really powerful. And then then after that, obviously we went into the actual regression, and the first of my lives that came up, I was an Indian about to become an elder, and I'd done whatever tasks I needed to do. I remember saying I was carrying some bows, and I'd been out hunting and doing whatever I needed to do to achieve this place of being. And I remember seeing my whole family there. There was quite a few. From what I remember, there was my mum and dad, there was brothers, sisters, there was quite a lot, more than what I have in my physical life now with regards to siblings. I only have one brother at the minute. Well, yes, I do only have one. I can't see me having any more in the near future. So there was probably maybe 8 or 9 other members of the tribe that were there, but it did seem to me that it was a much earlier time. It wasn't like Cowboys and Indians era. It was much earlier than that, because when you watch Cowboys and Indians, they tend to have, even though they have headdresses, and I was wearing a headdress, and so was my father, but he was wearing more of like skins. And a lot of the clothing was more like skins, but it wasn't full coverings. It was just little bits, just basically to cover the private parts and what have you. There wasn't a lot of anything like that, but the headdresses were really poignant, and obviously important in the hierarchy of the tribe that I was in. And again, knowing that I have a Native American spirit guide, and this connection to wolves and eagles. And I remember saying in the regression as well that I work with the wolves. So to have a wolf animal spirit guide and an eagle animal spirit guide, I thought was absolutely fascinating and really on point with regards to what I'm consciously aware of. Like I say, I was pretty much totally unaware of what I was saying until after, when me and Karen had a little bit of a catch-up chat, And then I've watched, like I say, I've watched it back a couple of times and just been blown away each time I watched it, and there's been more information that I've tuned into and picked up on. The life after that was, I think it was like I was a bird, and I think I was migrating. There wasn't a lot of information came from that, but for me, trying to tune into what that meant for me now, I am going through kind of a migration, a change, a move with regards to the work. The Reiki work is really taking off, and really starting to shift my perspective from the matrix and the 3D world and the 3D working environment into the aspect of healing, of helping and of moving forward with that part. So I do feel that was kind of a message for me from that. The life after that, there was the Indian, there was the bird. Then I do believe I was like a Greek emperor, what overseeing his people doing the work, but he wasn't overly happy with himself because of the things he was making the people do. And these were orders that were coming down from above, and the above orders, the above people were these lizard beings, and these are things that we've talked about within this field many times, not so much on this channel, but a lot of people have, and we are aware of them, and we are aware of how they control us and do their bidding and send their orders down through various levels of humanity, and that's kind of like what this was. And I was quite unhappy, but I was being a bit rebellious against them by not doing everything that they wanted me to do to the people, and that kind of like rings true for me, really, because I do have a bit of a dislike for figures of authority, really. Not that I would do anything untowards for that, but just some people that I've worked for in the past, where they have affected me or have had some sort of just feeling about them, and again, that feeling of this, because I was talking about the vibration that they give off. The vibration that they give off is kind of like a mind control manipulation, and it makes people see what they want them to see. But then there was two races as well, and one race wasn't really as agreeable as what the other race was doing, and I found that there was also this conflict between them two as well. I found that really fascinating, so I want to watch that again just to get another aspect of that, because even for these beings that consider themselves to be so almighty and powerful, still have these elements of conflict, which is quite a human thing. And I mean, we've all been in these incarnations where whatever lifetime we've lived, we've all been through. We've all been lizard beings, we've all been this, we've all been a murderer, we've all done this, we've all done that, and it's all about experience and life and being in every single aspect of that life, to understand it, to heal from it, and to move on. And this is where we go through, when we start going through the awakening process, the ascension process, because your soul is now kind of ready to start experiencing a lot of this stuff. And then after that, I started channeling somebody else, but I wasn't sure who it was, but it certainly wasn't the Greek guy. And I was talking about New Earth, and I was talking about how there was 6 planet Earths, and we were on the 4th one, so there was 2 more for us to ascend to energetically. And I also said that I think my higher self told me that I have 2 more lifetimes on Earth after this one, but don't think they'll be of human form. So that'll be interesting to find out what I'm going to be after this life. But I do find a great deal of peace with the animal kingdom, with animals, just being outdoors in nature, and being away from people, really. They are draining for your energy, and that's why we look after it, we protect it. But yeah, it was an absolutely fascinating process. Obviously there was questions for my higher self as well, which a lot of which I kind of already knew the answers myself consciously, but I just wanted to put them out there, and even my higher self said he already knows the answer to that. So yeah, and also my voice changed when I was talking from my higher self, and Karen said hello, and I was like, hiya, and it was like kind of a fun response, really. So that was interesting as well. So each of the different lifetimes that I'd gone through and the different experiences that I had, there seemed to be obviously a slight change in voice and change in persona and characteristics and how I behaved and how I communicated. But yeah, I thought it was really, really fascinating. I felt safe the whole way through. To be honest with you, when I agreed to do it, I didn't think anything would happen. I didn't think a lot would happen. I thought it'll just kind of like just nosedive really and go flat on its ass, but it didn't. It was really, really amazing. It was a really wonderful experience, and I like to thank Karen from the bottom of my soul for letting me experience that and go through the process. I have actually had a few people get in touch with regards to the video that are interested in doing these sessions with somebody, or even if it's just a session of some sort of regression. They have had an interest in it. And what I would say from my experience, if you have an interest in it, then it's a soul calling. It's something that requires attention. And I will definitely do one again in the future. I will definitely do one again, because the feeling I had when I finished it, I felt absolutely amazing. I felt so light. I had no kind of worries, no troubles. The rest of that day I was very ungrounded. So when I went downstairs and I made myself some lunch, and I tried to make a sandwich, and I was buttering my bread with a spoon. So yeah, I was just like, I was all over the place. I was really, really clumsy. So the big thing I would say after having something like that is reground your energy, because you've been out in the cosmos for quite a while. And Karen did say she doesn't normally leave people in that place for that long, but she said it was so fascinating, so interesting. There was so much amazing information coming through that she wanted to hear more. And I mean, I didn't even realize it was that long. Time just like flew. But as we know in the spirit realm, when you're in that place, there is no thing such as time and space. It is all now. It is all one. It's presence. So yeah, really interesting, really fascinating. If you've ever, like I say, if you've ever thought about doing it, I would definitely give it a go, give it a try. You know, see what works for you. You might not. Some people I know that have had past life regressions haven't experienced anything. It's just not worked. You know, so it may be not their time to experience something like that. But it's like anything within this spiritual upgrading, development, any part of this path, we have to take our time with it. We have to go slow, and we have to go through the process of healing from it. Hence why now I've done that. I've done very little. I've had some Reiki sessions, because this week I've been fully booked with Reiki. So thank you to all those that believe in what I do and trust me with their energy. And next week again, I'm also nearly just about fully booked. So it's absolutely wonderful. It's taking the right direction, the right course of where I want it to go. So that is absolutely amazing. But yeah, I just wanted to share a few thoughts of my regression, of my SCHH Soul Center Healing Hypnosis session. I hope you enjoyed it too. You know, let me know what your thoughts below. You know, comment below. I have had people message me privately with regards to it. There's been a few comments on the video, but not loads. So it would be interesting to find out what people's thoughts are about it, and if you've had anything of a similar nature done, you know, then let me know, comment below. It would be amazing to hear your story or how you felt. But yeah, I mean, the whole process, I felt very secure, very safe. I saw Archangel Michael. I felt Archangel Raphael. I felt his hands on me at various points in my body where they were working on. I felt Kuan Yin. I felt her energy. As soon as we came to release and put light and coloured energy into the areas that we needed to fill up, I felt all that. I felt her energy. I felt her very close. It was beautiful, a really beautiful energy. Archangel Michael, the way I saw him, the way he appeared to me, he was huge. He was really big, and so much so I only really saw, like, it was kind of like his chin, shoulders, hands, and like his waist. And his hands were just like huge, like massive, just like energetic, huge energy. And the stuff that he was doing, and especially this thing on my throat, I described it to Karen, and it was quite funny really. But he, this jellyfish, I remember seeing it was trying to like float away, and I just saw it doing this movement in my mind's eye. And anyway, he just kind of like put a bag over it, tied a knot over it, and then just flung it into the light. And I was just like, wow, that was just like crazy. But then thinking about it later, I just thought, it's almost like when you pick like a dog poo up, you know, off the ground, you just tie it up and fling it in the bin. And I was just like, wow, but yeah, it was really amazing, surreal, amazing, powerful, extremely restorative to my energy as well. So yeah, so I'm just having like I am having like a couple of days just to recuperate, to get myself back in the here and now. I'm feeling a lot better now. The last couple of days after that, I did feel very floaty. Even when I went back to work, I thought, oh, going back in the matrix, that'll kind of ground me a little bit. But even that was like kind of, I was like, really, it took a lot of work to just focus on what I needed to do for that day. So yeah, it's grounding after doing something like that is really, really important. And you know, and if you do something like that on a regular basis, I don't think it would be healthy for your energy, and I don't think it would be healthy for your physical body that much, because it really is pulling your energy out, you know, and it can move you really out of alignment. You know, so I think that's why practitioners tend to, when from what Karen said, they tend to maybe every 6 to 8 weeks they have like a session where just to remove anything and work on their energy that they might need to, and then seal all the chakras back up again. But yeah, powerful, really restorative, and loved every minute of it, and I would definitely do another session again in the future. I hope you enjoyed this little review. Thank you to Karen again. And thank you to everybody that has liked, shared, commented, subscribed, got in touch, and yeah, booked the Reiki through reikizen.co.uk as well. So if you haven't already, go on the website, take a look. I'll link it below in the descriptions box. And if you haven't watched the previous video, the actual regression video, it's all on there, like I say, minus the hypnosis part of taking me into the regression. But the rest of it is all there. It's about an hour and 45, hour and 50 minutes, something like that. But yeah, really interesting, fascinating, powerful. So enjoy. Until the next video, much love to you all. Namaste.